Social media is supposed to be this egalitarian space where everyone can participate and have their voice heard. Instead, what we have is an online space where people with more power tend to dominate. What I found is that groups with not only more resources themselves as organizations or movements tended to dominate online, but also individuals who were part of those. And what I found was that it was people with what I call more assets, A-S-E-T. So A means basic internet access. And even in a country like France or the US, only 90% of the population has consistent access. So the second part of assets is S, or skills. So not everyone is able to harness the power of the internet, understand Facebook or TikTok's algorithms and how they work and how to get more followers or more people to see a post. Also in assets is E, empowerment. So a lot of people don't feel as empowered to use the internet to speak out about what matters to them. And finally, in assets, the fourth piece is T, or time, people that have disposable time. So this is really key to think about in terms of who is able to really access the power of the internet. One may say, why don't we just regulate tech companies like Facebook? But the reality is that even before Facebook emerged as this dominant online platform, there were still these differences in terms of the people that were able to harness the power of the internet and those who weren't. And it is this question of power differences that are offline are often translated online as well. So in order to create more online democracy, it's important to really think about all the ways and mechanisms that create inequalities online. Given the social class differences, certainly not only basic access to tools, but also training as well. As well, it's important to recognize that the internet is not necessarily the tool to create more democratic spaces. We've always used tools for social movements, for example, or revolution. But it's important to recognize the limitations of digital technology and not necessarily give it these superpowers that it doesn't actually have on its own. There has been an understandable way in which people have been struggling to connect, struggling to still work, shop as much as possible, find that normalcy. And often that's been through digital technologies. As we've seen this explosion of the use of digital technologies, what we've also seen is the importance to go back to basic internet access. It's interesting to note that this survey was conducted online, so we were already looking at people who had some level of internet access. But even among those people, there were many challenges that people faced trying to help their kids do their homework, or printers weren't working, or people trying to just have enough bandwidth for everyone in their household, or people had to share gadgets or computers. Some of the issues that we really need to think about and really come back to this basic internet access question that continues to be a problem, especially in the wake of this worldwide pandemic.